Where is it? I was looking for it. I was looking for it. Welcome. Glad you're here. I guess we had some weird situations coming up this morning. A weird situation of a visitor. Again with the time. I try to time it. Try to time it right. But welcome. You know, this morning I talked about righteousness. And I was reading through the verses about love. And I think I know what I want to study. Little hypothesis I have. Is this is so beautifully timed. Car from the right, car from the left, car from the left, car from the right, car from the left, car from the right. Like perfectly timed. I'm a safe driver. I just don't want to risk it. Well, so here's my theory. Got to test it out. Got to check things out. I want to see if I can come up with a law that is directly related, a corresponding law for every aspect of what love is via 1 Corinthians 13. And I just want to see. I want to see if there's a corresponding law for all of the things that love is. And to just chart it out, make a list. I think that would be really fascinating. So, there's that. What else? It's been a few too many days, so I want to get back on Operation Baby Landlord. Run some searches tonight. The only love that's righteous is the love of God. Yeah, but we're supposed to seek that righteousness. Seek first his righteousness. For this is the duty of man, to love God and keep his commandments. Fear God and keep his commandments. To fear God and keep his commandments. But love is keeping his commandments. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your strength. It involves all of you. It's not just an aspect of our life. It's everything of our. It's literally everything. So, anyway, Operation Baby Landlord. I will be doing that. So I've noticed. I've been checking out other people's streams. Maybe I need some recommendations. I'm subscribed to like 1,000+ people. Most of them are people that watch Owen. And I'm having trouble finding people that, okay, there's musicians that are making music, crafting sounds, producing. I get that. But do you guys know of a channel where someone's like, yeah, Riff Bear. That's really weird how that, I don't understand the whole nature of how it selects. It's weird. Hello, welcome. So I'm looking for a bear. Is there anybody that's doing Wallapeenies, for instance? Some of you might not know what that is. Are there any bears or people out there that are actively, and I'm not really interested in videos, I'm interested in live streaming, which is a very small section of YouTube. So I understand that that's a massively limiting component. I get that. It's fine. But I'm interested in live streaming of, all for love, you have the word. I don't need a law for love. Johnny Arcade, do you do farming, live stream farming though? And then in regards to why do I need a law for love, I don't. It's the, I think that was Fart Dad. Fart Dad. Listen, I don't. That's not my point. It's not for me. It's for all. Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's not for me. It's for all the people that try to argue that love is literally the opposite of the law. That is why I want to show the correlated verses of law that correspond to 1 Corinthians 13 to completely wash away the nonsense of people that act like the law doesn't even exist anymore once you're a Christian. It's literally the opposite. The law is practically meaningless, especially in regards to salvation for you before you're a Christian. And then once you're a Christian, if you watch this morning's video, I explain fairly clearly that once you're a Christian, you want to do what your Father is about. Just like Jesus wanted to be about his Father's business. Once you're a Christian, he changes your heart, and you don't want to do evil. You want to do what your Father likes, your Father in heaven. And it just so happens that he really likes the law because it's his character. The law is his character. So, talked about it all this morning. The numbers have been just bouncing like somebody's jumping on a trampoline. I don't know why YouTube does that to me. It's a test. They're making me stronger, though. Making me stronger. I'm not so much interested in that. I mention it, obviously, from time to time because it's a little distracting to see, like, it'll be like 11, 17, 8, 4. How does it, what? Are the people, is it like they're just coming in waves? Are they all sitting in a room and clicking of the same? I don't get it. It doesn't matter, though. So let's move on. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? So here's what I'm asking. Here's what I'm asking when I ask that question. They shall know us by our love. Where have you seen? Obviously, I think that we can find it in our YouTube. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Larry King? So, and by the way, let me tell you a little fact. I've shared this before. I was born on the night that Larry King Live started his television show. Yeah. So when he was retiring and, hey, this is my last episode ever, I was like, and it was like everything was fine. And I went to sleep and I woke up the next morning. I'm like, okay. I'm kidding. I wasn't worried, but I thought it was a little funny to say that I was worried. Why is that funny? Why is it funny to say something that isn't even... Just calm down. Calm down. You're the one talking about the law all the time. Yeah. I want us to get it together. I want those that are getting it to get it more. It just makes perfect sense. We should all be getting it as much as we possibly can. That was weird. Dude that I thought I knew, but in a completely different car than I know he drives. It's just weird. It's all good. Basically, my friend just stole a car. That's not true at all. It's just, that's what would have had to have been true for that situation to have made any sense just then. So, oh, goodness gracious. What are my thoughts on Jesus? Help our people. Lord in heaven, help our people. Okay, here's my thoughts. You want to hear my thoughts? You want to hear my thoughts on folks that... First, you want to hear my thoughts. Here's my thoughts. What are you talking about? See, I think that if they can't define themselves, then why are you defining them? If they can't define themselves consistently, then why are you even talking about it? It's literally not important. Now, that's part of why I really enjoyed Owen Benjamin's stream today, because the point is more important than the game of talking about who and what and why. It's all entertainment, okay? It's all entertainment to talk about these people groups. It's called sensationalism, and I'm not into it. You want to hear what I have to say about Jewish people? Who are they? Which ones? Which ones are you talking about? You want to hear what I have to say about it? I have to say, well, anyone that I've ever known, I just talk about Jesus, because that's the point. Wait, so you said you used to work for an Orthodox Jewish man. Did you tell him about Jesus? Yes, we talked about Jesus. Yeah, okay. So, like, you told him the gospel? Yeah, we talked about the gospel. So, but he didn't become a Christian? I still keep in touch with him. I hope that something changes someday. He's an Orthodox, Kabbalah-following, spiritual Orthodox Jew. Turns cell phone off Friday evening, back on Saturday, sunrise. He follows the Kabbalah. The Zohar he gets giddy over, okay? I hope that he repents, recognizes that Jesus was who he said he was, and that he got it wrong, and that the power that he's seeking through his magic, literally magic, that he won't, one day he'll recognize that he's not getting what he thinks he's getting. This dude, I'm not trying to disrespect the man, he's just a man. I pray for him, and I keep in touch. And I pray that he changes, acknowledges Jesus for who he is, as creator of the universe. He was always there. Anyway, he'll buy vitamins like an addict. Hundreds, thousands of vitamins. He'll close his eyes and take both of his hands and hold the vitamin to his chest before he even opens it. And whether or not he falls forward or backward, depending on the angle that he spiritually recognizes, is whether or not the vitamin tests good for his body. He knows before he even opens it. It's called magic. And this is my ex-Orthodox Jewish boss. None of it matters. What matters is you're either for Christ or you're against Christ. Those that deny Jesus deny God. You can't have God without Jesus. It's all in the Bible. It's very clear. Anyone that denies Jesus as God is literally denying God, because Jesus is God. That's how it works. So you want to hear what I have to say about any people group? My question is, do they love Jesus? Show me how. So first question, do they love Jesus? Okay, how? Show me. Show me how they're loving Jesus. And if it doesn't look like they're loving Jesus with what they're doing, if the fruit is all bad, then they're just lying, and they are part of the people that are going to be knocking at the door. Lord, we did so many amazing things in your name. We made people healthy. We gave them these pills and stuff and prayed for them, and they got better. And we did it all with your name. And we made a living too. We made lots of money. Oh, are you saying it's bad to make money by helping people? No, that's not what I'm saying. There are people that are going to be knocking at the door, talking to God, Judgment Day. Hey, let us in. He's going to be like, I never knew you. You said my name, but I don't even know who you are. I mean, he knows who they are. It's not what it means. I never knew you. It's talking about relationship. Listen, ask yourself this question. You do lots of questions. I like questions. They turn the wheels. I like questions. Ask yourself this question. Do you want what God has and what God can give you? Is that what you want? Do you want all the things that God could give you? The blessings, the salvation, the just money and all these great things, his inheritance. Do you want all the great and amazing things God can give you? Or do you acknowledge who God is and you want him regardless of the things he may or may not give you? Recognizing that because he loves you, he will always be good, and whatever you get is good, but you want him. See, it's like this. On earth, we have our earthly parents. Once upon a time, see, I'm not familiar with this, and most of you probably aren't familiar with this either, but once upon a time, we lived in a world where when a father died, there was such a thing as an inheritance. Now, like I said, I'm not going to experience that. Most of you probably aren't going to experience that. But once upon a time, that was the way it worked. Father died, and the children received an inheritance. It was the way it was for many, 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 many hundreds of years, thousands of years, literally thousands. Okay? It's a very modern phenomenon that children the father dies and children are typically just stuck with debt, the inheritance is actually a burden rather than a gift and something to look forward to. But once upon a time, there was this dude. You'll read about him in the Bible. Prodigal son. He wanted. Am I still on 60? He wanted what his father could give him. When he asked for his inheritance early, it was the same. It was the same, socially, culturally speaking. It was the same as if he had have said, "Dad, I wish you died so I could have your stuff. But I go ahead and have your stuff. I want my inheritance now. I wish you were dead, but seeing as how you aren't, let me go ahead and get my inheritance." So that dude that was the prodigal son, that's how it went down in context. Okay? And that's how people treat God. That's how people treat God. They're interested in what God can give them and not who God is and why he is worthy and deserves our praise, our honor, and everything that we are, he deserves it. Willfully. Free will. Yes, free will. That doesn't mean he doesn't deserve it. And what's great is that when we're in Christ, we want to. All the time we're like, "God, you're so amazing. Look at this. Look, I'm looking in 360 degrees. Look at all of this. God, you're so amazing. Look at the sky. Look at this. I can't even look at the sun. Look at that. But don't look at it. And look at the tones of the blue. I can't count the number of tones of blue. It's possible that there is an infinite number of tones of blue in the sky right now. It is possible. Because of how do you even measure the infinitesimally small differences between the shades? It's like the distance from the number 0 to the number 1 is infinite. There's an infinite number of numbers between 0 and 1. You guys know that. Maybe you don't know that. Okay? There is. So maybe there's even an infinite number of blues in the sky right now. Infinite. Because it's relatively intangible. It's a scope of which our eyes could recognize the difference. I get that. But hexadecimal might not be large enough. If we go on like a hex color system, as you see over time, you notice new phones coming out. Well, this one has 8 million colors. This one has 16 million colors. This one has 255 million colors. This one has 1.5 billion colors. Guys, obviously there is a diminishing point of diminishing returns or whatever on color, where there's no distinguishable difference to our eyes. That doesn't mean there's not a difference, just because our eyes can't perceive it. Especially when you factor in colorblind and all that stuff. So anyway, my point this morning was about the law and righteousness, and it's okay to want to be good. It's okay to want to follow the law. It's okay. It's only really okay. It's generally good for everybody to follow the law, but it does nothing for your soul unless you're okay. Go watch the stream this morning. But what I wanted to talk about now until I get home, and then I'm going to do a stream tonight. What I wanted to talk about was a broccoli beard, bro. Your beard literally looks like like broccoli. I'm not making fun of the guy. His beard was like he's taped broccoli to his face. It was so yellow it was almost green. It was like unripe broccoli. I don't know. And it was so tight and bunchy like broccoli. Never seen a beard like that. Maybe I have. I don't know. He had a broccoli beard. All right. So, where is the love? All I hear, hey Westside, what's up? All I see is people talking, making fun of other people, calling people out, 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 calling people. Well, hey there, Gospel Bear, you've called some people out. I mean, you called Jesse Lee Peterson out, and you called him a false teacher. Yes, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Because of the truth. And yes, we do need truth. And we do need to help people know how to steer clear from liars and lies. And I hope I direct you frequently enough back to the Bible where you can find absolute truth. Okay? And yeah, I did call out Jesse Lee Peterson as a false teacher because he is. And anytime that somebody starts sticking up for the guy or anything like that, it's like, fine, he's a comedian that doesn't know he's a comedian. That's fine. Just know that. Okay? Is it a sin to watch Jesse Lee? No, it's not a sin necessarily. Is it the best use of your time? No, not necessarily either. Speaking of time, how are you spending your time? So part of what we're doing with our time, we need to be speaking truth. And that does sometimes involve calling people out, calling people out, calling people out. What else does it involve? Well, it involves what we do with our hands. Okay? Our body, and the body of Christ, the different players all have different skills. We have different skills. I don't know who you're talking to there, Johnny, but if you have proof, just go ahead and share the proof, and you'll prove yourself truthful, or you'll prove yourself ignorant. That's kind of how accusations work. But let's move on. Apparently lots of interesting stuff there is happening in the chat. So what are we doing with our hands, and how does that tie into love, and where is the love? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to speak truth in love, trying to help folks get it, trying to teach you all the practical ways of getting it. What does that mean? You keep saying getting it. The practical ways of knowing the gospel and living the gospel. Gospel means good news, and the good news is the solution to the bad news. We've got at least 2 wrenches in here, so the west side, I haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was very close to deleting that video, but then I realized that that was completely unnecessary. I mean, you know, Stefan Molyneux's April Fool's video from last year is still up. I mean, I think he advocates for flat Earth or something like that. It's an April Fool's joke. Pretty sure that's what he did. I don't know if that was 2018 or 2017, but it was one of those years. He still kept that up. You could go call Stefan Molyneux a liar because he doesn't believe that the Earth is flat. Because he made a video all about flat Earth, and then he clearly indicated that it was an April Fool's joke. It was published on April 1st. That's okay. You don't have to be part of the social order of things. You don't have to. You can just deny that people make a joke on April 1st. And you could also be tone deaf to the fact that I used a very unique and different tone of voice during that entire delivery until I got towards the end. And you could be completely tone deaf to the fact that I very clearly changed my tone of voice during that video to indicate that I was no longer joking. That's okay. I'm on the autism spectrum as well. I get it. I give myself anywhere from 5 to 35% on the autism spectrum, depending on the day, depending on the amount of coffee I've drinking, depending on mood, whatever. I fluctuate, okay? So when you're tone deaf and you misunderstand something, I get it all the time. I'm always not understanding stuff. When people joke, I'm like, I don't understand that joke. Unless it's very visual and it's got puns, then in that case, I'm all over puns. I love puns. I see that it's breaking up. They're glitching me out and stuff. Yeah, I agree. That's why I try to give wrenches to the guys that get it. And there are guys that get it that don't have wrenches. All in due time. It's not that you have to prove yourself to me either. It's just like a pragmatic thing, and or I haven't gotten to it. If you're like, oh man, I wonder why he hadn't given me a wrench yet. I'm a good guy and I care about him and I know I get it and I don't have a wrench. I just haven't gotten to it. If you're that person, I have a feeling there's at least a handful of you. I just haven't gotten to it yet. At first, I was trying to restrict it to exclusively Bible study bears, and then I kind of changed my mind on that. So it's all good. But we've got a lot of folks that really get it. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Do you know what I'm doing here? Do you know why I'm here? Do you know why I do YouTube? I don't do Facebook. I don't do Twitter. I have a Twitter. I don't do any other social media stuff at all. At all. I used to have Facebook. I was a 2005er. Okay? I had a Facebook in 05. Okay? One of the first. I was a Facebooker when you had to. Alrighty. Back to the AC, and it's going to be really hard to hear me. So what I do is So it is what it is. We are at the AC part. AC part of the show. Yep, it happened. You know why it happened? Because my phone was working overtime playing Owen Benjamin. The cognitive dissonance that YouTube goes through in allowing him to stream on their thing, on their deal. They just haven't noticed me yet, or they'd be having cognitive dissonance with. I mean, maybe that's why my phone works overtime. But somebody asked, do I do a Bible study? Yes, but no. Yes and no. So, what I'm doing is I'm trying to live my life with you guys, helping you get it. We're going to talk about all sorts of things. Slightly on the topical side of things. However, I am a big fan of focusing on sections of Scripture. I'm perfectly fine with that too. So exactly what Breath of Fresh Bear is saying, he can point you to the bears that are getting it. Bears like Robert Pearson, breath of fresh air, intoxicating masculinity, and for the esoteric, for the high-minded, for the literary lover, and the edgy, and the ones that have the grit, okay? But also get it, okay? But I'm still going to repeat the word esoteric. Nathaniel Slattery, you know, I'm still gonna tell people, hey, Nathaniel Slattery, guys, it's fine, because I mean it's pretty cool. Shouldn't be doing this. Hey, so I just moved my phone over. You can't even see my face. You just see the side of my head and can hear my voice. It's whatever. What am I supposed to do, guys? What am I supposed to do? I want an iPhone XS Max. Or its equivalency. What has the equivalent capabilities of the iPhone XS Max? I'm sure it has to exist. Has to exist. You guys tell me, what is literally equal to or even possibly better than the iPhone XS Max? What is equal to or possibly better than the iPhone 7 Plus? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. We're going back up. We're going back up. It's like 37 degrees in my van now. Van. I'm not in a van. Why is that all? Oh, that was so weird. It was zoomed in. Whoa. Mind blown. I just forgot that you could do that on the front-facing camera. Forgot that you could do that. It's like, yeah, it's negative 112 degrees in my Pilot now. Negative 112. Some things aren't sarcasm. I have an 8. Missed my phone. iPhone 6. I hear you, Matthew. I hear you. Galaxy Note 10. I have a feeling the Galaxy Note 10 is a lot cheaper than the iPhone XS Max. It's like a $1,200 phone or whatever. It's fine. I'm going to make do as long as I possibly can. You know why? Because I'm a utilitarian. I'm a pragmatist. And I don't like to waste money, especially when I don't have it to waste. Does that make sense? That should make sense. That should totally make sense. Oh, okay. I mean, 900 is a lot of money. That's a month. That's a month's rent for me. So, guys, so here's the thing. Some of you know this, some of you don't. I am actively trying to get my $1,800 financial overhead down to 1,000. I would be so ecstatic if I could get my overhead down to $1,000 a month. And then food. And then food on top of that. But if I could get 12,000, my overhead to 12,000 a year, guys, that would be spectacular. So what I'm currently doing is I'm trying to save money. Every bit that you guys are giving to me, paypal.me/DevinJump, I'm not literally burying it in my yard. I'm as close to burying it in the backyard as burying it in the backyard can get. I'm hiding it from anyone who could ever find it. Ever. So, for instance, if my family just instantly passed, it would never be found. Ever. Ever. If the house that I lived in disappeared off the face of the planet, still, it would never be found. No, it's not buried in the yard. It's not buried in the yard. But it'll literally never be found. A lot of people have said that. A lot of people have tried that. So anything that you guys give me is going to go into possibly an RV or like some $85,000 home. Like God is big, and I don't know. I don't know all things, and I can't read the future. And massive generosity could come my way. I don't know. But if the number grows fast enough that it looks as though we could buy a little shack, like one of these little cinder block homes. I just passed one. Like a cinder block home, like a good 800 square foot, 2 or 3 bedroom, 1 or 2 bath for like 65, 80K, and just buy it, because I'll never, I'll say never. I don't think that I would ever qualify for a mortgage. I've never been able to in the last decade, never been in a footing to, and I am not for no less than at least another year, no less than at least one more year. That's the earliest. But my credit score is negative 14.7 quadrillion. That's my credit score. You want to know where the national debt is? It's in the negative number of my credit score. And I don't care. You want to know why? Because no one is getting interest from me. That's why. Credit score is AKA a dummy score. It means you're just giving your money away. Oh yeah, but look what you can do with a good credit score, eh? Look what you can do with a really nice 830 credit score there, eh? If you have a nice income, eh, and you just got a great credit score there, eh? You can do massive things, and cash is where it's at. And yeah, taxes, I pay those. I pay that taxes. You know why? Render to Caesar what is Caesar's. Are you telling me that you have debt that you don't pay? Go watch, I mean, you don't have to, just leave. But go watch Betrayal 2018. It's kind of a summary. So, anyway, any help that you send my way, whether it's a penny or 44 cents, like last night, there was way more than that, but I'm saying 44 cents specifically because there was someone that gave 44 cents, and I am thankful for that person. Their name is in my mind. I am praying for, literally, the people that have sent me, my wife and I have prayed for. So, oh, give me money so I pray for you. No, don't do that. Go away. If that's what you think, then you need to leave and never come back. You're getting it way wrong. Seriously, never come back. If that's what you're thinking, no. That's not the point. If you think that that's the point to things, you've taken a wrong turn somewhere. in one of those movies, like the Wrong Turn movies that I've never even seen. You're living that life. Or you are the monsters or whatever. I don't know anything about those movies. There's monsters, I think. So anyway, my point is, my point in saying that is just primarily that it's a blessing, and I'm thankful. That's why I said that. We're thankful. We're both thankful, and that's why I said that. Not, oh, send me a PayPal and I will pray for. That is garbage. That is garbage. I ain't about that life. I ain't about that life. I have a lot of other things that I need to take care of. But I'm not. You know why? Priorities. I was just reading a receipt for the oil change. Some of these things wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for you guys. So, but yeah, I have a check engine light that keeps coming on because there's aspects of my one and only vehicle that are, you know, it's about to be to 200,000 miles. I'm at, I think, 190. Yeah, 197, 621. It's a Honda though, you know, but it needs the maintenance. It needs maintenance. It probably only needs about 1,500 in maintenance. About 1,500 would bring it back to, you know, good for another year or two, maybe longer. 1,500 get it by for a good while. But that's not a priority at all. I'm just, my vehicles have always just been fueled by prayer and gasoline, obviously. I mean, yeah, Honda Pilot. My vehicles, back to my first car when I had a Saab, 1984 Saab 900S, the check engine light would come on and I said, Lord, I can't afford this. I'm in college. I get $200 a month, which is a lot of money for me. But God, I can't handle this. It's not, I can't, my parents can't, this isn't going to work. A week later, no check engine light. Stayed off for like 3 years. Oh, that's just coincidence. Yeah, probably, except it happens over and over again. That's just because check engine lights always are intermittent and they never stay on constantly. Oh, they don't? They don't stay on constantly? Really? You sure about that? It's just a coincidence. It's just coincidence. Maybe it is. Fine. Guess what I haven't had? I haven't been carless. That is pretty much a miracle, especially as long as my family has been a single vehicle family. 51K. I know, intoxicating. I know. There are options. There are options. There were options right across the street. They're already bought, you know. But there was a house. Literally, all it needed was sheetrock, new flooring, and I mean, it's a lot. I get it. That's a lot of work. I can re-sheetrock and mud and sand a home and paint. I could do all of that. I've done it. But that got bought. It was like $62K. It's like, good grief. Good grief. It's like low-hanging fruit that's like 19 feet out of reach. That's what it's like. It's like, oh, it's right there. But it's right there, though. It's whatever. But I also believe in providence, guys. I mean, you kind of have to not believe in the Bible to not believe in providence. But, I know, Boingo. I'm not ever going to Canada. I used to think I was going to go to Canada. And then I learned more about Canada. And I was like, oh, I'm never going to Canada. Yeah, I get intoxicating. I know. But I might go to Iceland. Only if I could partner with some salty old couple that love Jesus and they just lived on a sheep farm, and they had this extra house on their property, and they would let me and my wife live there, and we could like ferment stuff, make sauerkraut or something. We would go live in Iceland. We'd stay out of politics. We'd just be farmers, and we'd go in town, and we'd learn Icelandic, and we'd hang out with the there's a lot of Gomorrans. There's a lot of Gomorrans in Iceland. A lot of Gomorrans. They have a literal Sodom and Gomorrah festival every year. International Sodom and Gomorrah festival every year in Iceland. So I understand. But there are aspects of Iceland that are so otherworldly that you can't help but want to be a part of that. Even though Sodom and Gomorrah literally parades. But that's just stay away from Reykjavik, I would imagine. Just stay away from Reykjavik. That's what I would do. I would go to Akureyri. Somewhere near Akureyri. That's where I imagine would be the best suburby kind of area to be around. Thu ert brother. Is it Fu or is it Thu? Thu ert brother? Brother? I don't know what that is. You are... I don't know what that means. Oh, you're crazy. See, I was close. I studied a little Icelandic. I tried to learn the alphabet and stuff. And, oh, bully. Duh. And that's my point. Okay, that's what I'm going to say to all this. That's what I'm going to say to all of this. Okay? It's all good. We're talking about I studied it for like a couple of months. And I did a master's, not a thesis, but I did a cross-cultural, what do they call it? It's like sub-thesis. It's just a research paper. It's like 20-something pages. Cross-cultural thing on, it wasn't a thesis. It was below a thesis because it was like, mine was like 28 pages. It wasn't that big. It was all on Iceland. Culture, history, all that stuff. But here's my response. Duh. The blah blah blahs that wear these kinds of hats are doing this. Duh. The da 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 that the atheists blah da 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 are doing this. Duh. These people that don't have Christ in their life are doing this. Duh. No, my car is not moving. That's a fact. There's a bush outside of my window. Fact. Iceland is an island. What continent is it part of? It's technically part of Europe. Greenland is also, I'm pretty sure, part of Europe. Pretty sure. But Iceland definitely is. It's a sovereign nation. But it's part of the European continent. But duh! People that don't have Christ in their life are going to act like they don't have Christ in their life. Yeah, but, you know, there's still people that can do good things. Yeah, practically by accident. No, I mean, they can try really hard, and yeah, they can, but it doesn't mean anything. Is it better for our world for everybody to follow the law and to try to do good? Yeah, of course it is better for our world. Is it going to work all the time? Absolutely not, because they don't have God, and God is good. God is the one who is good. We don't have good. We don't have good unless we have God. That's how it works. I'm going to do a stream tonight. I'm definitely going to do some Operation Baby Landlord, but I might split it up. If you guys send PayPals my way and throw some ideas and encouragement, I might break it up tonight. Anybody that was part of the desire to learn the 5-minute sleep training. I'll be doing that during my morning streams. I just had the important one that I wanted to get through this morning, but I'm gonna do that over a series of a couple of different mornings. Okay. But in regards to tonight, if you want to support and encourage me and help me get out of destitute poverty, and I'm not saying that facetiously, your every penny helps. Literally, every penny helps. So when I was mentioning the 44 cents earlier, thank you so much. To the other people that gave far more and were extremely generous, and that's the thing, is that proportionally could have been extremely generous for that person. I don't know. I know that it's extremely generous when I'm giving Owen my dollar. That's extremely generous of me. Okay, it's not extremely generous. It is generous though for me to be financially contributing to just about anything at this point. But anyway, paypal.me/DevinJump, DEVINJUMP, and the link is in the description. And you can't chat the link because they block it. That's weird. YouTube blocks that link. Every other link, fine. Says PayPal, block, block, block. Why is that? I never remember that happening on Owen's channel. The paypal.me/feedthebear. I never remember that happening on his. But maybe it did. Look, no line. There's no line under that. You could put the https:// in front. It doesn't matter. Doesn't make any difference. You could, but bit.ly and all that stuff, people hate that stuff. goo.gl. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it is a recent update. That's a good theory. I'm going to read the earlier... I'm going to read the earlier comments later and send messages my way. No. There's no .com. DevinJump is the it's not devinjump.com. That's just not how the paypal.me thing works. .me is the domain ending. They do want their super chats. They want their money. Exactly. You guys are right. You get it. All right. I'll see you tonight. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Pray, read your Bible. And if you didn't get what I was talking about, then definitely leave and never come back. I'm noticing that 500. I'm not really fighting for subscribers anymore. So 500 is not coming anytime soon, and I'm fine with that too. Because I too care about contributing to people that want to get it. Okay, I'm not concerned about their numbers. I'm not concerned about monetization or any of that, because I know that you guys will be supportive regardless of that, because that's how in-group preference and people that get it works. And I'm going to keep telling you guys the things that I'm looking for, and we can network together like Mural Bear. Mural Bear has an email network that he's setting up where he will basically shill for all of us. It's called, what is it called? Marketing evangelism. So if one guy makes shirts, then if somebody else wants shirts, then they know how to link up. So Mural Bear is trying to operate one of those things, but we'll just talk about this. Yeah, operationbabylandlord@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments. If you send a penny to me on PayPal, as always, you don't realize that's point. It factors in, guys. It factors in. It all goes to the same goal. It all goes to the same goal. See y'all later.